isosceles triangle theorem. If two sides of a triangle are congruent, then the angles opposite to them are congruent. Look at figure 3.26. In triangle ABC, side AB is congruent to side AC. To prove angle ABC is congruent to angle ACB, we have to prove the angles opposite to the sides are congruent. You are given two sides of a triangle are congruent. You have to prove the angles opposite to the sides, to the congruent sides, are also congruent. So we have to prove angle ABC is congruent to angle ACB. Now we are making a construction here. We are drawing the bisector of angle BAC which intersects side BC at point D. We want two triangles. We have to prove them to be congruent by a certain test of congruence. Then we will get the corresponding angles of congruent triangles. That will be the result. Okay. So first we got triangle ABD and triangle ACD now. So in triangle ABD and triangle ACD, segment AB is congruent to segment AC is given. Angle BAD is congruent to angle CAD is the construction. Segment AD is congruent to segment AD because they are common sides for both the triangles. Therefore, triangle ABD will be congruent to triangle ACD by SAS test. Here angle is the included angle between the two sides. So we are going to apply the SAS test here. Side angle side test and tell that these two triangles are congruent. Triangle ABD is congruent to triangle ACD by SAS test. So here you have to write by SAS test. Now, the corresponding angles of congruent triangles. Angle ABD is congruent to A corresponds to A, B corresponds to C and D corresponds to D here. So, angle ABD corresponds is congruent to angle ACD. You have to write CACT, corresponding angles of congruent triangles. Therefore, angle ABC is congruent to angle ACB because D lies between B and C. Angle ABD and angle ABC are one and the same. They are the same names. Similarly, angle ACD and angle ACB are one and the same names. Angle ABD and angle ABC are same, one and the same, and angle ACD and angle ACB are one and the same angles. Practice set 3.3, question number 1. Given measure of angle ABC is equal to x, measure of angle ACB is equal to 50, measure of angle CBD is equal to 60 degrees and measure of angle BCD is equal to y. To find measure of angle ABD and measure of angle ACD. In triangle ABC, side AB is congruent to side AC is given in the figure. Look at the figure. Now we are going to apply isosceles triangle theorem here. Two sides of the triangle are congruent, then the opposite angles will be congruent according to the isosceles triangle theorem. So, angle ABC is congruent to angle ACB. When the angles are congruent, their measures are equal. So, angle ABC is equal to angle ACB. But we know that measure of angle ACB is equal to 50 degrees. Therefore, x will be equal to 50 degrees. Measure of angle ABC is written as x because it is given. Measure of angle ACB is equal to 50 degrees. That is also given. Therefore, x is equal to 50 degrees. Now, coming to the next triangle. In triangle DBC, side DB is congruent to side DC is given. According to the isosceles triangle theorem, if two sides of a triangle are congruent, then the angles opposite to them are congruent. So, angle DBC will be congruent to angle DCB. Opposite to side DB, you have the angle DCB, and opposite to side DC, you have the angle DBC. Therefore, angle DBC is congruent to angle DCB. You know that measure of angle DBC is y and measure of angle DCB is 60 degrees. Therefore, y is equal to 60 degrees. Now, we have to find the measure of angle ABD and measure of angle ACD. So, now consider measure of angle ABD. Measure of angle ABD is equal to measure of angle ABC plus measure of angle DBC because of angle addition property. Look at angles ABC and DBC in the figure. Look at the angles ABC and DBC in the figure. If you add the measures of these two angles, you will get measure of angle ABD by angle addition property. We know that measure of angle ABC is x, it is otherwise 50 degrees, we have already found out. And measure of angle DBC is 60 degrees, it is given in the figure. So, 50 degrees plus 60 degrees will be 110 degrees. Now, similarly find out measure of angle ACD. Use angle addition property here. Measure of angle ACD is equal to measure of angle ACB plus measure of angle DCB by angle addition property. Look at the figure and write. Therefore, measure of angle ACD will be equal to 50 degrees plus 60 degrees. Because in the figure, measure of angle ACB is given as 50 degrees and the measure of angle DCB is given as Y, but we have found out the value of Y as 60 degrees. So now 50 plus 60 will become 110 degrees. Now coming to the next problem. The length of hypotenuse of a right angle triangle is 15. Find the length of median of its hypotenuse. You are given the length of hypotenuse of a right angle triangle is 15. You have to find the length of median of its hypotenuse. You can write what is to be proved and what is to be solved as a solution. Given and to find you have to write. Then solution is the length of hypotenuse of a right angle triangle is 15. Within brackets you write given. Therefore the length of median of the hypotenuse will be half of 15. The reason is in a right angle triangle the length of the median of the hypotenuse is half the length of the hypotenuse. So it is half of 15. You have to write the reason beside it. Since in a right angle triangle the length of the median of the hypotenuse is half the length of the hypotenuse. Length of the hypotenuse is given to be 15. So it is half of length of median of its hypotenuse will be half of 15. Half of 15 means 1 upon 2 multiplied by 15. So it is equal to 15 upon 2. Divide 15 by 2. Divide 15 by 2, you will get 7.5. One upon 2 multiplied by 15 will be 15 upon 2, which is 7.5. And you have to write units because it is length. Now answer, the length of the median of its hypotenuse is 7.5 units. Now coming to the next question. Question number 3. You are given in triangle PQR, measure of angle Q is equal to 90 degrees, PQ is equal to 12, QR is equal to 5 and QS is a median. You have to find length of QS. You have to draw a right angle triangle PQR and mark measure of angle Q to be 90 degrees. PQ is 12. QS is the median and QR is 5. You have to find length of QS. Now in triangle PQR, measure of angle Q is equal to 90 degrees is given. Therefore, triangle PQR is a right angle triangle. Since triangle PQR is a right angle triangle, we can apply Pythagoras theorem here. Therefore, by Pythagoras theorem, hypotenuse square is equal to one side square plus other side square. Here, what is the hypotenuse? The side opposite to 90 degrees in the right angle triangle is PR. So, PR is the hypotenuse. So, hypotenuse square will be PR square is equal to one side square plus other side square. One side is PQ, so PQ square plus other side square, so QR square. Now substitute the values which are given. PQ is given to be 12 and QR is given to be 5. Therefore, PR square will be equal to 12 square plus 5 square. That is equal to 144 plus 25. PR square is equal to 12 square plus 5 square. You have to write the reason. By the given data, you get PQ is equal to 12 and QR is equal to 5. Then in the next step, PR square is equal to 144 plus 25. That is equal to 169. Now we have to find PR. You have to remove the square. So bring square root. Taking square root on both the sides, you get PR is equal to square root of 169, which is 13. When you are taking square root on both sides, in the left hand side you are having PR square. So square root of PR square and square root are opposite operations. They will get cancelled and PR will remain. On the right hand side you have square root of 169. That is square root of 13 multiplied by 13, which is otherwise 13. Square root of 13 multiplied by 13 is 13. Now, in a right angle triangle, the length of the median of the hypotenuse is half the length of the hypotenuse. You have to find length of the median QS. In a right angle triangle, the length of the median of the hypotenuse is half the length of the hypotenuse. Therefore, QS is equal to, here QS is the median. Therefore, QS is equal to, that is length of QS can be written simply as QS. QS is equal to half into length of PR, half of length of PR. That is equal to 1 upon 2 multiplied by PR is 13. One upon 2 multiplied by 13. That is equal to 13 upon 2, which is otherwise equal to 6.5 units. So answer, length of QS is equal to 6.5 units. Coming to the fourth one. Given point G is the point of concurrence of the medians of triangle PQR. GT is given to be 2.5. You have to find the lengths of PG and PT. Point G is the point of concurrence of the medians of triangle PQR is given. Therefore, PG is to GT will be equal to 2:1. Since the centroid of a triangle divides each median in the ratio 2:1. The part which is towards the vertex will be two parts, and the segment which is near to the base, that is GT is near to the base, so it is one part. PG is towards the vertex, so two parts. So PG is to GT will become 2:1. You have to write the reason. The centroid of a triangle divides each median in the ratio 2:1. Here centroid is G. The point of concurrence of the medians is G here. The centroid is G here. The centroid of a triangle divides each median in the ratio 2:1. So PG is to GT is equal to 2:1. It can be written as PG upon GT is equal to 2/1. Now do the cross multiplication. When you do the cross multiplication, see PG upon GT is equal to 2/1. You have the fraction PG upon GT. Also we have the fraction 2/1. In between we have the equal to sign. So we can cross multiply now. PG multiplied by 1 will be equal to GT multiplied by 2. Now PG multiplied by 1 will be PG. So PG is equal to GT multiplied by 2. The value of GT is given as 2.5. So PG will be equal to 2.5 multiplied by 2. You have to write since GT is equal to 2.5. 2.5 multiplied by 2 is 5. 5.0, that is otherwise 5. So PG is equal to 5 units. PG is equal to 5. Now you have to find the length of PT. You can use the betweenness property here and write PT is equal to PG plus GT. P hyphen G hyphen T. That means G lies between P and T. So you can write by the betweenness property PT is equal to PG plus GT. That means length of PT is equal to length of PG plus length of GT because of the betweenness property. Therefore, length of PT will be equal to 5 plus 2.5, that is equal to 7.5 units. Now we can write the answer. Two answers are asked. Length of PG is equal to 5 units and length of PT is equal to 7.5 units. L of PG means length of PG. Short form for length of PG is written as L of PG. So length of PG is equal to 5 units and length of PT is equal to 7.5 units.